The January transfer window has arrived. We've got a whole load of money in the bank, and yet our only signing this window remains Nathan Osorio Silva. But what a signing I think he's going to be. I say that, he's not actually played that well so far for us. Yes, folks, how is it going? Happy Monday. Welcome back to Part 2 Prem. 2 away days to bring your way today. Napoli in the Champions League, Manchester United in the Premier League. And you will note here, we are currently in second. I think when we ended things last time, we were top of the league and looking pretty. The fixtures as of late do not look so pretty, do they? A draw against Brentford was super frustrating. Twice we took the lead in this game. Twice we failed to hold on for the win. Although, to be honest, it was actually a pretty even game by all accounts. You look at the XG, you look at the total shots. Brentford are a very good little team under John Terry. They're currently up in 8th. They were a little higher than that at one point, so maybe a draw against them isn't the worst result in the world. After drawing against Brentford, we took on Brighton. It was another draw. I'm very grateful we drew this one. We were 3-0 down at half-time. I screamed and I shouted, Nguashi got us a goal, Bordelas got us a goal, and in the 87th minute, Blake Pearce. Yeah, he's finally done something. I'll tell you what, I was very, very relieved that we managed to get a point in this game. I thought the comeback was going to be all in vain. Bordelas ran the show in this match. He got 2 assists. How about that for a ball to the back post? Pearce nodded it in. Before the game, if you told me we were going to draw, I would have been disappointed. The nature of this comeback, Bordelas' 8.82 rating mean pretty blooming happy. After that, we absolutely thumped Leicester 5-1 in the league, and then a slightly less convincing win with a rotated team against Watford. Graham Byrne, first goal of the season for him in this one, and yet still looking to sell him. No one wants him. People want to loan him. I want him gone. I feel like I have to accept at this point that Chelsea are just a bogey team for us. We were absolutely demolished at Stamford Bridge. But having lost 3-0, we did manage to win 3-0. Granted, it was against Wrexham. Nice to have some of the players that were at AFCON back as well for this game. Zidane would turn provider for this one. Osorio Silva, with a complicated finish, surrounded by defenders, managed to get a shot away. And yeah, from there, we ran rampant. Have to say, though, when you look at this form overall and consider the fact that we're in title contention, yeah, maybe a little bit of a reality check so far this month. Liverpool are just 1 point behind us and with a game in hand, and Manchester City are ahead of us on goal difference. We do have a game in hand on them, but they've been in some really good form lately. Definitely is emerging as a 3-horse race at the top of the table. In terms of the Champions League, another competition that we're really battling at the top of. Today we are going to be taking on Napoli. I believe if we win this game, we will secure our spot in the latter knockout stages. Of course, if we can finish top 8, we skip a round. Admittedly, with 18 points, we may well have already done enough. But when I do look at the teams we've played in this competition, it's been lots of the teams further down, and our final 2 games today are against Napoli and Lille in the Champions League. The Napoli game is the game we're doing this episode, so I feel like this is going to be a good benchmark of, well, how do we do against one of the better Champions League teams? The other game that we do have coming up is a midweek Friday night game. It's against Manchester United, who are up in 7th. On the road, though, they've been stinky for a few seasons, but are having a much better showing this time around. And well, as for ourselves, I want to try and get a little winning run going if we can. First and foremost, though, an away day to look forward to. We've got 2 of them today. The Stadio Diego Armando Maradona awaits. We're heading to Naples. Let's go see how good it is. For today's away day, we are heading to the Mediterranean. We are heading to Naples. Here is the city. Where is the stadium? Here is the stadium, right by the sea and also right by Napoli Zoo. Why is every stadium that we go to at the moment next to a zoo? I really want to go to the zoo. There is just one photosphere here. Is it going to deliver? The answer is no. No, I mean, there's flamingos, but I could just go see them at Flamingo Land, couldn't I? I was going to say I wish I could speak Italian. I'm not reading that sign even if I am fluent, am I? As for the football stadium, first and foremost, car parking. The Italians understood the assignment. Look at this. It's a thing of beauty. I am a bit concerned about these, maybe concerned's not the right word, confused about these circles of green. It looks like there was more of them around the stadium at one point and they've kind of got rid of them. They could plant some flowers or something, couldn't they? There's a metro station next door, there's a nice little square area here, and the Peter Pan Park. Annoyingly, I can't look at the Peter Pan Park. There's some lines here, but I think this might be an underground tunnel. Yeah, okay, if you were hoping to get a view of the stadium, we're not getting it here, are we? I feel like you see a lot of tunnels in Italy. I remember when I went to Italy, there was loads of tunnels. It's like me when I play City Skylines, and I don't want to, redo roads. I just build tunnels underneath stuff. The Italians basically design cities like me. Here is the stadium from the outside. I mean, it looks pretty unique and pretty cool. It's a little bit ghetto, but I do kind of like all the graffiti. We've got a Maradona mural there. I mean, this looks cool. It's got like a proper street kind of grungy vibe to it. Obviously, a lot of modern football stadiums feel very sterilised. I don't know what the opposite of sterilised is, but I feel like that is what this football stadium is. It's not to say that the stadium is like bad or anything. It's just not a warm hug of a stadium, is it, when you look at it from the outside? It's a bit of a monstrosity, kind of in a quite industrial way. Okay, in the stadium, we've got some dots and a lap of the running track. The fact there's a running track immediately means deduct points. Okay, this footage is from 2010. I'm going to work on the assumption the stadium has been modernised in that time, because it looks quite tired in this footage here. I feel like they need to have put in blue seats in the last 16 years, because the seat art back in the day was tragic. There's more dots. Surely some of these have got to deliver. Here we are. It's still the red seats. This is 2016 Europa League football. I'll tell you what, you need your sunglasses here, don't you? Okay, well, on to the dots on the pitch here. Are any of these going to deliver? Oh, here you go. Look, 2021. Look, they redid the seats. Okay, I take it all back. I love a good mosaic-y seat art. Look at the yellow, the white, and the blues. Maybe I'm an easy man to please. Isn't this just aesthetically pleasing to look at? It looks so much better. They've even put in screens. I love it when teams modernise their stadium rather than just moving to a new one. I feel like this stadium's just got a nice vibe. All I'm saying is, compared to this in 2018, it has had a bit of a glow up, hasn't it? I mean, it doesn't even look like the same ground. This looks depressing. You know what? This stadium is almost making me like running tracks. I think it's because it's blue and it matches the ground. And also, the seat art is just making me happy. It might be some of the best seat art we've had on an away day. And as for the surroundings of the stadium, it just looks really nice. Like, this is a low-key banger of an away day, and I'm shocked. With away days, you know, I like to have a park or something quirky, like a cinema built into the stadium or an adventure that we can go on. We don't really have that here. I mean, there's some historical stuff going on, but it's a little way away from the ground. I'm not sure what this is meant to be either. I'm sure in its day it was really, really beautiful. The brown water, yeah, it doesn't look great, does it? I'm going to give the Stadio Diego Armando Maradona a very respectable 6.5 out of 10, mostly for the seat art. Now, in terms of team news for today's game, unfortunately, Osorio Silva not registered for the Champions League yet, so he's not going to be in the match squad. I have at the moment been playing Osorio Silva and Cardozo together, but for this game here, Victor is going to come in. And let me tell you now, Victor is developing really, really well, so I need to keep giving this guy game time. Elsewhere, Ndai, who of course is the man we brought in, he's a centre mid, but we're training him to play centre-back. He's been featuring in the team fairly frequently. He's actually been putting in some really good performances as well. Yeah, he's looking better than Rovas, of course, the Greek centre-back, who we've already sold on. But again, Ndai is not registered for the Champions League. We should be able to register both of these players come the knockout stages. Rest of the team is at full strength. Zidane back in the team. I feel like he went on this crazy run of form. He's headed off to AFCON. I'm going to hope he can really hit the ground running upon his return. Okay, they are playing a 4-2-3-1. They've actually got Bajcetic playing as centre-back. We looked at him as a centre-mid. I definitely wasn't viewing him as a centre-back when I thought about signing him. So Napoli are 5th in the Champions League rankings with 1 defeat in their 6 games. We are top with 6 wins in 6. At this point, I would love to keep the winning run going. I think this is going to be a challenge, though, on the road. Through 20 minutes of this game, Napoli are yet to have a shot. We've had a few shots, but no highlights yet. That could change here, though. We've had significantly less of the ball, and with passes like that, you can see why. Swedberg plays it wide. Catalao looking maybe now to get the ball into the middle. Gives it to Gruder. And they've got the ball at the edge of the box here. Marlon Gomez was that who had that shot. It whistles it over. I'll tell you what, if that is their highlight, I'm happy with that. That could have been a lot worse, couldn't it? Okay, Da Vinci lays it forward. Marlon Gomez, who had that speculative shot involved in the play, although Sassi on this occasion wins it. Cardozo, lurking forward, plays it to Zidane. Is Zidane on? Is Zidane on? He's not on. He missed it anyway. This game has suddenly burst into life. We had a tame 20 minutes. Suddenly, it's all action. Stiller, number 6, in a wide area with the captain's armband. Shoots! It hits the woodwork and goes over. In fact, no, it was saved. Minambres, what a stop. Shouting some encouragement at the players. I want the green, happy, smiley faces. That shot there from the free kick was their first shot on target. It's not been a classic so far this game. Although, you know what? It doesn't need to be a classic as long as we win. Cardozo, Victor, gives it back to Ryu. Back to Cardozo. He can shoot from here and score from here, the number 7, by the way. Ryu wanders wide and gives it to Grommen. Ryu acting as that quarterback, drifting into the wide area. Can he get the ball into the middle? He crosses it in. Laudrup is there. Laudrup scores. It's 7 goals in 7 Champions League games for this man. He can't be stopped. I'll tell you what, when I took away Aguiar's number 9 shirt and handed it to Laudrup, I feel like that was a heavy burden to carry. He's carrying it and then some. He has given us the lead in this game. He is massive. I mean, you look at their XG, they've got a .03 XG. We've kept them so quiet in this game, although it was a set piece they nearly scored from before. They've got a set piece here, Stiller, looking to float it in, back post, headed up in the air. But Tally, great tackle by Sassi. Now can Ziddy lead the breakaway. It's a one-on-one. Can he use his pace? He dribbles inside, he dribbles out. It's a great ball. Cardozo, options left, options right. He goes on his own. The keeper saved it. Okay, just going to tell the players I'm happy with that half. We've been good so far. Going to make some changes earlier than I normally would. Ruiz and Sassi in the wide areas are not looking at their best in this one, so we're going to make some changes. Of course, Sassi coming back from AFCON, and Ruiz has been playing a whole load of football. In terms of the rest of the team, Cardozo looking a little quieter in this game. I'm going to bring in Simon at centre mid. I think we'll just go with those 3 changes for now. Don't feel like we need to make any tactical changes here, just fresh legs onto the pitch. Laudrup bringing it forward, the number 9 in the wide area, holding it up. Ryu, can you make something happen to Simon? Fresh on off the bench, Ryu, Borderlass, Victor. What a beautiful goal that is. I feel like Napoli set up here with so many players behind the ball and basically said, well, look, break us down, good luck, have fun. I'll tell you what, we've got luck, we've had fun. How about that for a finish into the bottom corner? Borderlass was massive for us in our comeback against Brighton. He's looking very good again here. I am questioning, does he need to start playing over Sassi out on the left-hand side as a starter? Napoli are going to whip this ball in. Oliver heads it away. Can Grumman keep this in play? He can. Can we now launch some kind of counter-attack? There's 23 minutes left here. 2 goals to the good on the road and looking maybe for some more. This is really nice, intricate play between Laudrup and Borderlass. Borderlass is hacked down by Cisse. Is that going to be a red card? The ref is marching over. It is a red. And that is probably this game dead. Ziddy, free kick, surely too far out to be having a go here, the number 18. He gives it short. Laudrup pulls the trigger. That was not far wide. Okay, going to bring in Kakayo, going to give Ryu a rest and bring in Addons at deep line playmaker as well. I feel like with that sending off, Napoli's hopes of perhaps getting anything from this game have all but evaporated. And now it's about initiating cruise control and maybe just thinking a little bit ahead to our upcoming trip to Old Trafford. It's not that far away, that game. So, want to give the players a rest if we can. Gruder is bringing the ball forward from them here. Despite the fact they're down a man, I suppose if Napoli get 1 goal back, their hopes might be buoyed. Castagna to the byline, holds it up nicely, floats it in, it's shot, it's in. Miete scores. It's 2-1. Do we need to panic? I thought we were in kind of control of this situation here. We had 5 players to 1 in the box. And yet it's Miete's shot that somehow finds the bottom corner. Sometimes I'd move the wing backs deeper at this point. I'm not doing it today. Call it stubborn, call it dumb, but I don't think it should be a necessary change. And I feel like just keeping hold of the ball, keeping Napoli pinned back, probably should be the aim of the game. There is 3 minutes remaining of the 6 added at the end of this game. Ball through the middle to the goal scorer, Miete. I don't like this, although Borderlass has won it nicely. This is really an unnecessary highlight as far as I'm concerned, although if we do score, I won't complain. Kakayo takes it down, shoots. Yeah, I don't know what to say about that. That was shocking. I suppose the good news is that's probably all she wrote for this game. The full-time whistle is going to go 2-1. Perhaps not the most convincing, although I feel like when you look at the stats and the underlying numbers, definitely worth our lead. Okay, 7 wins from 7. We qualify for the round of 16. That does mean that final game against Lille has a little bearing on us. We'll probably play the B team for it now. And well, our brutal run of fixtures continues here. We played on Friday against Wrexham. We then took on Napoli on the Tuesday. We've now got Manchester United on a Friday yet again on the road. I am going to rest up the players because I don't really want to rotate the team too much. And well, we'll be back in just a moment. We're heading to the northwest. We've got an away day to Manchester again to do. Okay, gang, away day number 2 today, slightly more local. We are heading to Manchester. And of course, we are heading to Old Trafford, which I'll tell you what, they know their car parking up in Manchester. Look at this. The fact it's full as well just makes it more satisfying to look at, doesn't it? I don't really know where to start with things here. Should we just go look at the car park? That's always a safe bet, isn't it? Here we are. They've got coffee, burgers and fries, and then the stadium itself, which, I don't know. This isn't the most flattering of angles, is it? I mean, this looks a little bit better, doesn't it? This is from 2014. We've got ceramics plastered over the walls. And I mean, This is one of those stadiums which I think it'd be sad if Manchester United moved away from it and built a whole new ground, but at the same time, it's probably seen better days. Now, around the stadium, there is a football pitch. I don't know if you can actually, go on the football pitch. Can we go on the football pitch? I don't know why I clicked here expecting to be at the football pitch. We're by the canal. I mean, it's a scenic walk next to the stadium, I guess. You know what? Let's go in the ground. There's a few dots on the pitch. There's also a circle of dots on the outer bit here, which I'm curious by. Oh, okay. I was hoping we were going to be in the concourse or something. Instead, it's some horrific overexposed footage of just under the stand. Get me into the ground. Show me what you got. Here is Old Trafford 2023. It's an England game from the looks of things here against Macedonia. I mean, it is a nice stadium, Old Trafford. I'll be sad if this stadium goes. They should, go do the Napoli treatment. Get some UCR in, replace the roof, and get rid of the rats, because that's a thing, apparently. Oh my gosh, I clicked on a dot, and I'm now on the massage chair in the dressing room, surrounded by fans. I mean, if you ever wonder what the Manchester United changing rooms look like, now you know. I want to see more behind-the-scenes stuff, please. Behind-the-scenes pictures, I need them. I think there is only one behind-the-scenes picture, which makes it more questionable that you do one photosphere in the entire stadium and it's in the massage chair. I don't have that many bad words to say about this stadium, even as a Liverpool fan. I just kind of wish it was kept in less of a state of disrepair, I suppose. Like, you look at it here, this is just like what a proper old-school stadium should look like to me. I remember it being a really big deal when the corners were added. I'm pretty sure it was both race corners. Manchester United fans, let me know. This was a really big deal at the time. Maybe I'm showing my age a little bit. There's some dots around the picture. Should we go and look at one more and see what we can see? Okay. It's not the best camera angle, is it? In terms of an away day score, I mean, car parking was all right. Stadium a little bit tired. I think the good condition that the game gives it, maybe a tad generous. I'm going to give Old Trafford, and this might be controversial, I'll give it a 5 out of 10. I don't think it was quite the level of Napoli, purely because the CR that Napoli had was elite. I know that's going to upset some people. I don't care. Look, if you've not realised anything, the away day rankings are somewhat arbitrary. In terms of team news, I'm going to play, I think, almost the same team that played that previous match with one exception, and that exception is that Osorio Silva is going to come in to make his live com debut as a channel midfielder. I think this is the role that suits him best. Admittedly, you can see here, the finishing isn't highlighted, which might be viewed as a negative. He will get into opportunities to have shots in the box, but I do feel like with his dribbling, with his crossing, with his general physicality, he's a player pretty well suited to drift out wide. Let's see if he can have the live commentary debut to remember. Our form has been patchy lately, and admittedly, a pumping of Wrexham last time in the league 3-0 does kind of give this false reading that we bounced back, but that defeat against Chelsea is somewhat fresh in my mind. We need to be good today. I don't know how I feel about the fact that Ugarte, Mainu and Sesko are all still at the team, kind of 10 years into the future. I'd love to know, Manchester United fans, can you see a world where Sesko, Ahmed, Kobe Mainu, Ugarte, Yoro, like they're all in the team, Lamans as well? It's kind of mad, we're so far into the future here, and more than half the first team is kind of players who on the regular play in the Manchester United first team currently. Admittedly, there's no superstars in their team. Gustavo Sarr, I suppose, is a good addition. No one as good as Zidane, though, who's playing the ball forward. Ruiz. Laudrup's in the middle. Can we pick him out? Big ball to Sassi, the left back. Acres of space. Laudrup shoots. Laudrup scores. We're a goal up inside 7 minutes. Just last match, I was discussing this idea. Sassi's been a bit hit and miss. Maybe I'll look to drop him if it continues. He's only gone and got an assist in the opening of this game. Admittedly, that shot deflects off a defender, and that really impacts Laman's ability to make the stop. Goal up. Praise the players. Life's good. Okay, Reyes on the near side at right back. Gives it back to Yoro. Manchester United having a little bit of a spell of possession here, dare I say. Franzese for them. Lays it forward to Ahmad. He's going to whip it towards Rig at the far post, who takes it down nicely. Back with Reyes. Floating it in. Sarr is unmarked. His header hits the crossbar, and I'll be honest, with a free header in that situation, I feel like he has to be hitting the target. He's absolutely wasted an opportunity. That is a little bit of a warning for us, though. We've only had the one shot on target. Admittedly, obviously, it nestled in the back of the net. But Manchester United already creating that one golden opportunity. And prior to that, they had created a few more too. Anyway, Sesko with the ball. Lays it inside to Kobe Mainu. He's going to dink it forward. Ahmad chests it down superbly. Floats it to the back post. Keeper comes out. Does not get there. Gustavo Sarr scores. And I'm not sure about Mignambrez in goal there. It's not the first time this season where I've seen Alejandro in goal do something questionable and thought, does Nana do that? He comes out for the ball and he doesn't get anywhere near it, does he? 28 minutes into this game. I'll be honest, Manchester United have been the better team so far, but if we could score against the run of play, I would not complain. Sassy tries to play the ball in there. Laudrup had already laid the ball to him, so it was way out of position. There wasn't really anyone to aim for. There should be if you can get across the way here, although on this occasion, little give and go. Is that a pen? Stuart Atwell's blown for it. I mean, it looked in the box to me. It was a tackle where the ball wasn't even really in possession of the man who got fouled. So I feel like it should be a red card. It's not been given as a penalty. Is there even going to be a card given here to Rig? I mean, surely that has to be. The player didn't have the ball. Referee, you have lost the plot, son. 10 minutes left of this first half. I'm not loving what I'm seeing here. I'm actually going to drop our fullbacks deeper when we don't have the ball. Sassy and Ruiz play as fullbacks, then Sassy and Ruiz play as advanced wingbacks when we do have the ball. Start a little bit deeper, just limits their ability to get caught out of position, especially when we're developing the play in our own half. That initial kind of deeper starting spot means if we do lose the ball via, you maybe know, Ryu or the centre-backs, those players can quickly get into that out of possession, well, position of the left-back and right-back areas. Anyway, Manchester United are on the attack. Sarr inside to Sesko. They've looked good in this game. Rig shoots. It's another save by Mignambrez to turn it around the post. Still is a corner here. Ahmad on his left foot whips it in. Sarr heads it. It falls to Mainu. It's 2-1. We look very average in this game here. You can see the sea of Lewis fans behind the goal looking absolutely bemused by this one. Sarr's header, I think, deflected there to Mainu, who just squeezes it in at the far post. 2 minutes of added time at the end of this first half. Is there time for a late comeback goal for us to draw level before the break? I'm probably going to get shouty at half-time, no matter what. Grotman gives it to Sassy. There are players queuing up in the middle. Osorio Silva offering that option short. Cuts inside, lays it to Ryu. Shot hits the crossbar. Ruiz blazes it over. Potentially one of the better chances we've had. Admittedly, when you look at the stats, we've not had many chances in this game. Right, you've been terrible so far. Sort it out. Alejandro on a 6.1. It is stinky. Yeah, the only silver lining is Sassy and Laudrup are at least on good ratings. Admittedly, those ratings are just boosted entirely by the fact they've scored and got an assist. I know I say a lot, really don't read into ratings in Football Manager. I feel like the eye test is more important, potentially in FM26 than ever before. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like you can come to false conclusions if you just look at the match ratings. Anyway, Ahmad's whipping it in. It's headed away by Oliver on this occasion. One set piece we've conceded from already. Another one we've conceded from. And it's a Kobe Mainu goal, which apparently he's assisted himself. I mean, if the previous one was a bit of a tap-in, this is anything but. He takes it down. Osorio Silva goes on a walk. He shoots Mainu and... I thought that was more in the top corner from first viewing. I actually think Alejandro in goal should be doing better. I mentioned last episode, didn't I, how we had a few players complaining about a lack of first team football and Nana in goal was one of them. I kind of miss him right now. Annoyingly, he's not on the bench to sub in. Right, I'm going to bring in Jimenez at the back. He's been developing nicely. Elsewhere, Cardozo's pulling an absolute stinker. Let's bring in Victor and play him in the channel midfielder role. Osorio Silva plays an attacking mid. Ziddy on a 6.33 is not good here. I'm going to bring in Kakayo. I'm going to bring in Aguiar. Fresh legs in the final third needed. I'm going to go more attacking, and I'm also going to tell the players to go more direct with our play here. We need to get the ball up the field a little quicker. I mean, we've got 20 minutes to try and make a comeback happen. We came back from 3-0 down against Brighton. We're on the road here. I'm not feeling particularly optimistic, but you never know. One goal could really change my perspective on things. Victor loses out the ball. Kobe Mainu having a man-of-the-match display. 2 goals to his name, winning the ball back there. Sesko now bringing it forward, and to be honest, at this point, I would not put it past Manchester United to grab a 4th, and potentially we are watching our title aspirations melt before our very eyes. What is Alejandro Mignambrez doing there? Can someone answer it for me? I was bullied into dropping Rodrigue Nana. I'll tell you now, Rodrigue Nana might be coming back into the team. Like, is this his tendency to rush out attribute, meaning that he runs out in these situations? That's the only thing I can think causes him to come out like that. But he's got like 15 throwing. That's not the one I wanted. He's got, what, 12 tendency to punch? I don't know. I feel like the aerial reach and jumping reach he should be getting there. I thought his tendency to punch was a bit better, so I was expecting him to punch it out if he can't catch. But he's coming out for plays like that and just not getting near it. And I don't really know how to justify that. I feel like he should just stay on his line. And I know someone's going to say, well, Jackie's a sweeping keeper. A sweeping keeper is not for situations like that as far as I'm concerned. It's 5-1. It's 5. It's fine. Get the camera out of my face. We're leaving the game. There is a VAR check. Oh, good. It's disallowed. So it's only 4-1. The worst thing is their actual XG Manchester United isn't even that high. But the XG they've had from those 2 headers, obviously, is just... I don't even know how high it would be. They were open goals. They've had 2 tap-in headers where the keeper comes out and doesn't get near it. I'm fuming. I mean, the game's done, isn't it? I could make more subs. I'm too angry to make subs. The players who are on the pitch here can stay on the pitch, think about what they've done. Or rather, in this game, what they've not done. We've been awful. This is not doing our goal difference a world of good either. That is a factor that could come into play later on in the year. Victor tries to Rabona it. Why are we Rabona-ing it, Victor? What are we doing? What are we doing? I've not had fun today. You know what? The Napoli game was fun. This game, not fun. I mean, I don't know. We weren't very good. I think it's the obvious statement to be said there. In general, though, when your goalie drops a 5.3 rating, I feel like irrespective of how you're set up tactically, you're probably going to struggle to win the game. Now, if you want to view that as our game in hand played on Man City, the good news is we're equal on points with them. The bad news is our goal difference dropped so much they've actually gone above us, despite the fact they've not played a game. And Liverpool sit behind us with 2 games in hand and only 1 point behind. Yeah, the title looks a long way off, doesn't it, really? Next time out, we're going to do a little mid-season-ish review. I know it's the latter half of the season, technically, but we're going to do a little review, I suppose, of how we're doing in terms of the youth development side of things and how those players are developing. I'm looking at games upcoming. We've got Man City in the league in mid-Feb. I've also got Liverpool in the FA Cup. I've played Liverpool so many times in episodes this season. I'm not going to expose you to it again. We're going to see what the vibes are as to when we come back and what we do next time. One thing I will end on, just to kind of wrap things up today, is our youth intake preview. I don't want to get carried away. It looks very, very promising. So if there's a reason for me to keep going at the moment, it's to see how good these players are. I mean, let's put things into context just for a moment, shall we? We are second in the Premier League. Even if we drop to third, that is beyond what was expected from the board and kind of beyond what was expected for me. I think ultimately, securing a top 5 finish, getting Champions League football is the name of the game. Right now, we are 7 points clear of Newcastle. So, yeah, our fate is still entirely in our own hands. Not the best start to the week today, but hopefully it will be better tomorrow. Come back next time to find out. And until then, it is me, Jack. I'll talk to you guys in a bit. I'm out.